For the second time in 3 weeks, the Port Huron Prowlers and the Delaware Thunder battle, and this time their venue is McMorran Place. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great St. Patrick's Day Friday and have a great St. Patrick's Day weekend coming up. But Prowlers looking to get 6 points out of this St. Patrick's Day weekend, and maybe they'll be able to come out of it clinched in a playoff spot. We'll have the pregame show coming up for you in just moments. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel.
Adventures await you at the award-winning DoubleTree by Hilton Port Huron. Experience the breathtaking view of sailboats and freighters, framed against the background of the impressive Blue Water Bridge, all from the comfort of your elegant guest room balcony. Planning a wedding? The DoubleTree by Hilton has the perfect setting to celebrate a marriage with its wonderful landscaping and beautiful reception area. So whether it's a romantic getaway, a family vacation, or a company outing, sweeten it with a view to remember at the DoubleTree by Hilton, Port Huron.
Back here at McMorran Place, just a few pregame antics here. Of course, with the Delaware Thunder in town, a bit of a Thor's hammer type of thing going on at McMorran Place, as the Prowlers and the Thunder minutes away from puck drop. And let's take a look back at the last games for these two teams, and we'll start with the Delaware Thunder, as their second game against the Mississippi Seawolves, also a loss. They were swept by the Seawolves down in Biloxi, but second game not nearly as good as the first for Delaware. After a 7-6 loss a week ago, the Thunder suffered a 6-0 defeat at the hands of the Mississippi Seawolves. It was all Seawolves for that entire game. Spencer Kozlowski did all he could, making 40 saves in net for the Delaware Thunder, but unfortunately for him and the rest of his team, unable to get anything going offensively, or much going offensively, as Anthony Delasio ended up the first star of the game with a 39 save shutout. Much like the Thunder, the Prowlers had a much better Friday than Saturday, as they split with the Elmira Mammoth, falling on Saturday's game 5-2. It was a 2-0 Prowlers lead, but the Mammoth scored 5 straight goals, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, including the empty netter, and the Prowlers unable to come away with the victory in that one. Danik Rodrigue, the former Prowler, was spectacular with 52 saves against his former club. Well, Joe Devaney scored in that game, and he's been one of the hotter Prowlers as of late, getting himself on the scoreboard often, and it started against these Delaware Thunder over his last 3 games, including, again, 2 Saturdays ago in Delaware. 6 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. He did have a hat trick in the Prowlers' victory last Friday against the Elmira Mammoth. So he's been a guy that Prowlers have been relying on for goal scoring as of late, and he has delivered. And Devaney has pulled within 1 goal of the team lead, now up to 27 goals on the year, 1 shy of Dalton Jay's 28. Let's take a look at what this all means for the standings. And as you see, things getting tight at the top of the Continental Division between the Columbus River Dragons and the Carolina Thunderbirds. Now just a 1-point difference between those two teams. Prowlers 5 points back of the Motor City Rockers, but Port Huron can secure a playoff spot this weekend, as the magic number is 10 for the Prowlers, 10 points. That means a combination of points that the Prowlers get and that the Mississippi Seawolves miss out on. So the Prowlers have 2 games, so they can pick up a maximum of 6 points. The Seawolves have 3 games this weekend, so they can pick up, or they can miss out on a maximum of 9 points. So a chance for the Prowlers to make the playoffs officially this weekend. And Delaware Thunder also have a chance to make it official, missing the playoffs this weekend if things break right for the Elmira Mammoth and the Watertown Wolves. Well, for the third week in a row, the Prowlers will have a new goaltender on the bench tonight. It's Brian Tollew this time, out of Lawrence University, signed today. He was 5-10-0 with a .381 goals against average and an .897 save percentage in his 4 years at Lawrence, during which he was a teammate of Vinny DeCumbus, who technically still a Prowler, just on season-ending IR, but Tollew will not get the start tonight, but hopefully for the Prowlers, he is able to stick around. Of course, when you're talking about these college players who are getting signed directly out of college, then it's tough for them because they still have a rest of the semester to go, even if their hockey season is done. And it's not always able to swing the class schedule to play professional. So hopefully for the Prowlers, Brian Tollew able to do that. Let's take a look at the whole lineup for the Prowlers tonight. Wyatt Hofflin is in net for the Prowlers. And Sam Gagnon moves up to Matt Graham's line. Torrey McLean back in the lineup after his 2-game suspension. He'll be in the starting lineup tonight, along with Sam Merritt and Matt Stoya, and then Brian Parsons and Dustin Henning, the defense pair. We will get you down to ice level for the rest of the pregame ceremonies now here at McMorran Place.
We remind all members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform that you may render the military salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a special welcome to Sarah Dent.
O'er the
Sarah Dent again on the national anthem for the Prowlers tonight. And before we get to puck drop, let's take one quick look at our starting goaltenders for tonight's matchup. It's going to be Wyatt Hoplin, who is now 12-12-1 with a .483 goals against average and an .858 save percentage. And he's had some success as of late with wins in each of his last 2 games. Go up against Spencer Kozlowski, making his 5th straight start since signing with the Delaware Thunder back on March 3rd. That one win there in the win column came against the Prowlers 2 weeks ago tonight in Delaware. For Kozlowski, he has been lit up with shots so far in his pro hockey career. 4 games into it, he already has 162 saves. Again, just 4 games into his career. He faced 110 shots in 2 games last weekend in Mississippi. Sam Merritt will line up against Rocco DiCostanzo for the faceoff, and we are underway here at McMorran Place. Matt Stoya dumps the puck back in. Taken away by Ivanov, trying to get it out. DiCostanzo able to skate it out of his own end. Now DiCostanzo into the Prowlers zone, and Brian Parsons partially disrupted that shot. See a couple of Prowlers with the fishbowl tonight. Sam Merritt and Dan Chartrand, both with the full fishbowl, as they ran into each other in practice and got some cuts on their faces. Chartrand actually had to get some stitches, but everybody all right to play hockey, and they'll just be wearing the fishbowls. Here's Foley pulling up, pushing it right through the crease, and it comes all the way out back to center. Dalton Jay gets there ahead of Danila Malushkin. There's Adam Hainzel off the boards. Foley able to push it along. Chartrand shovels it to Jay. Outside try. Knocked down by Kozlowski. The rebound sacked there, but was rescued by Charlie Bedard. Now Jay put it back on net. That rims all the way back out to Prowlers ice. Charlie Bedard wearing number 28. He wore 24 when the Prowlers were in Delaware 2 weeks ago, but has since changed his number. Here's Foley. Backhands it up the boards. Chartrand into the zone. Put it in the feet of Dalton Jay. Now Gafarov couldn't catch up to it. Malushkin plays it back at center. Danil Malushkin off the boards. And then backhanded in by J.C. Moritz. We're approaching 2 minutes gone, opening period. Only 1 shot so far. It belongs to Dalton Jay. Here's Graham giving it over to Sam Gagnon. Back to Schumacher at the point. That was blocked, and TJ Delaney with an outright breakaway. Glove saved by Hoplin, and then the rebound wouldn't go for Grant Mentis. Went in and out of Wyatt Hoplin's glove as he was getting a little bit of a windmill there. And then Grant Mentis, who put it back on goal right there. I believe he hit the post on his rebound opportunity, but either way, dangerous chances for Delaware early on. Wyatt Hoplin comes up with a huge first save. 2:20 into period 1. Defensive zone face-off for the Prowlers. It's Merritt and DiCostanzo, and DiCostanzo wins it back to Ivanov. That one got through, and it deflected down. Now it squirts to the corner. Austin Weber, the former Prowler, curls up on the boards. Ivanov, D to D to base. He winds, fires. That one off of Hofflin and wide. Torrey McLean back in the lineup after being suspended the last 2 games for an incident that occurred in Delaware, and that was the last game that he's played, so I'm sure no love lost will be here between Torrey McLean and the Delaware Thunder. Merritt to Parsons, wristed it on, blocked by Weber. McLean in on the forecheck. Ivanov held him up behind the cage, and now Weber pulls the puck out. Weber gave it off to Basie, turned it over to Merritt. He just dumps it in, and Prowlers at the end of a long change, able to get the bodies off the ice. Weber down low, they score. It's Jacob Wolf who got a touch on it in the slot, and just 3:21 into the first period, it's Delaware on the board first. Prowlers couldn't control that puck just inside their own blue line. I believe it was Dustin Henning who just couldn't get it out, and Weber able to find Wolf down low, and the Thunder score first. Jacob Wolf with his 5th goal of the season. As wrapped back in by Hannakainen, Dalton Jay puts a big hit on Hannakainen for his trouble. Now Mini up to Jay, 1 touchdown to Dan Chartrand. Chartrand dumps it in, Kozlowski stops it there. Now Bedard had it chopped off his stick by Foley, but out of play. 16:13 to go, first period. Prowlers with an offensive zone faceoff. They got the first shot of the game, but Delaware with the last 5, and they also have the 1-0 lead to the Delaware Thunder. Foley set there for the faceoff with Houston Wilson, the Thunder leader in assists. Now it goes behind the net to Zacharias Arvidsson, playing his 3rd game as a member of the Delaware Thunder. He was signed when the Prowlers played the Thunder 2 weeks ago, but did not dress for that series. Now he's on the ice wearing number 18, paired with J.C. Moritz on defense. Gafarov up to Malushkin. Malushkin into the Prowlers zone, taken away by a back-checking Matt Graham. Gafarov now with the puck, shoved off by Mini. Gino Mini leads the rush. Had Devaney with him, tried to drop it off there. That didn't connect. Now Graham back in to Devaney in the slot. Kick save by Kozlowski. Moritz cuts off the cycle. Up towards Little. Schumacher pinched in. Puck stuck there on the boards. Comes out to Grant Mentis. Trying to get through center. Gagnon on him. And now Alex Johnson takes the puck away. Johnson backhands it up towards Devaney. All the way across it goes to Gagnon. Gagnon chops it towards Graham. Tried to direct it on net. Basie cut it off. Comes out top. Johnson over to Henning. Prowlers in the midst of a change, so Henning will just get it deep. Basie rims it around. Back to Henning at the point. Puts it on. Saved by Kozlowski. The rebound there. McLean save by Kozlowski. Stoya tried to turn it around. Now McLean has it. Tried to make a pass over to Stoya. Maybe one too many as that puck comes out of the zone. Johnson up to Merritt. 5.5 gone, first period. And Sam Merritt dumps it in. Ivanov had some trouble with that puck with a couple of Prowlers on him. DiCostanzo up the boards, glove down by Parsons, put it on net, and Merritt just tipped it wide. Wolf took a hit there from McLean. Able to send it out to center are the Thunder. 6 minutes played in the opening period. Here's DiCostanzo back in, poked off his stick by Brian Parsons. Chopped back towards the cage, pops out to McLean. Now Torrey McLean curls back, gives up to Stoya. Off his stick, right to Bedard. Charlie Bedard leaves it there for Toivo Hannakainen. That pass missed Malushkin at the Delaware blue, so it goes all the way down for an icing with 13:35 left to go in the first period. We will take a timeout. Prowlers trailing already 1-0. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel.
I've worked at Pioneer and now Corteva for 36 years. It goes by very quickly.
This is a pretty noble profession where you're giving back to humanity.
Curiosity is so important. I learn something new every day.
What's that next challenge that may occur for farmers? You do really feel like you've got an impact on what's coming.
I can see how we're making things better.
And we have the best solutions for our farmers. And I think we're here to feed and fuel the world. I'm proud to be part of that culture, and I'm proud to be part of the company.
Back here at McMorran Place, 1-0. Delaware Thunder. Let's take a look back 2 weeks ago, the last time these two teams met in Harrington. It was Joe Devaney and Dennis Gafarov leading their teams. 2 goals, 2 assists, 4 points apiece. Of course, all 4 of Devaney's points coming in the Prowlers' 7-6 victory on that Saturday. Gafarov leading the Thunder with 24 goals this year, and Devaney second on the Prowlers with 27, just 1 back of Dalton J. And Jacob Wolf, though, with the only goal of the game so far from Austin Weber and Alex Basie. Basie picks up another assist against the Prowlers, his second against Port Huron this season, 4th assist overall. As Thackeray wristed that one on, blockers aside by Kozlowski. Comes to the point, Jay. He put it through traffic. That one steered to the netting by Kozlowski. Kozlowski wearing number 30 now for the Thunder. We talked about Charlie Bedard's number changed a little while ago. Kozlowski did have number 1 on when these two teams played 2 weeks ago in Delaware. Now wearing number 30. Chopped up the boards. Here's Chartrand. Down low looking for Foley. That was cut off by Bedard. Chartrand, Wilson, Bedard, and Foley in there digging away. Gets past Hainzel and out to center. Thackeray dumps it back in. Foley and Bedard after it. Foley takes it there. Up high, Schumacher a blast. That one stuck to Kozlowski, and he finds it on top of his pad and covers up for a whistle. 12:57 left in the first period. Prowlers now up on shots 6-5. And they have the last 5 in this game. Still looking for that tying goal as Wilson and Graham in the face-off circle. Gafarov steps up to take the puck. Dennis Gafarov into the offensive end, leaves it for Malushkin. His shot partially blocked. Chop past Oganazov at the near side point, but right into the Prowlers bench. 12:44 left in this opening period. We talked about the Prowlers wearing the fish bowls, and it looks like Alex Basie, of course, still with the fish bowl that he was wearing 2 weeks ago in Delaware after his injury in December. He's recently back in the lineup, and Eric Oganazov also sporting the full fish bowl out there. That one on net, and Hofflin able to cover up. Well, if you see the right 4 guys together on the ice tonight, you might think this is a college hockey game with those 4 guys all sporting the face shield. Graham Mentis right behind Delaney for this face-off. Graham able to win it cleanly, though. Schumacher starts the breakout. Gagnon tips it ahead to Devaney. Devaney pulls up, takes the shot, off the mask of Kozlowski. Gagnon in there trying to disrupt. It comes to the point, and Schumacher drops Grant Mentis. Here's Johnson in the slot, saved by Kozlowski, and Johnson in there fishing for a rebound. Knocked down as whistles blow. 12:08 to go, first period. Prowlers searching for that tying goal. Merritt able to win it back to Stoya, but couldn't get it in a shooting position. Now Wolf trying to chop it out. Gets it to the point, Henning keeps it in. And hops over Ivanov's stick. McLean in there on the forecheck. Now Weber up the boards, taken away by Merritt. Basie up to Ivanov. He finds streaking Wolf. Henning stepped up on him. Prowler's able to keep the puck in. Ivanov up the boards towards Weber, popped out. Stoya shoots, scores! Good forecheck by the Prowlers, and they're rewarded with Matt Stoya tying the game at 1. And this goal doesn't happen without the second and third efforts from the Prowlers up at the blue line and in the corner to get that puck. It was Henning that kept it in at the blue line, and then McLean that put on the hard work in the corner. And Matt Stoya showing off that great wrist shot that he has again. He's on a 6-game point streak now and has goal number 4 with the Prowlers this season, as Jay put it on net. And of course, Stoya's 10th game of the year as a member of the Prowlers. Shots. Offensive zone draw coming. And Wilson able to win it away from Foley. And Akanen rims it around the boards. Pops out to Bedard. Taken away by Chartrand. Long lead pass comes to Malushkin. He tips it in. Hofflin plays it all the way off the far side boards and back to Delaware territory. So Merritt and McLean picking up the assist on Matt Stoya's 4th goal of the year. Here's Wilson through center into the zone. Shot it wide. Turned over to Chartrand, trying to chip it on to Jay. Too far in front. Jay takes it around the net. Foley trying to find Chartrand in front. That pass just handcuffed him a bit. Now Gafarov back in to Bedard. Looking for Malushkin off his stick. Minnie up looking for Jay. Delaney able to keep it in the zone. Couldn't find Malushkin. Now Hainzel up to Chartrand. Prowlers get it out, 10:15 to go, first period. Chartrand has help coming off the bench. Had it poked off his stick though, and now gives it around to Devaney. Devaney in front, Schumacher was stopped by Kozlowski. Gafarov tips it in. It was more Frank Schumacher just hitting Spencer Kozlowski on that shot. As Kozlowski deep in his net. They call offsides on the Thunder here. Kozlowski deep in his net and just got hit with the puck. And a little bit lucky for him, but Prowlers have been able to tie the game, and we'll head to a timeout with 9:54 to go in the first period. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel.
Adventures await you at the award-winning DoubleTree by Hilton Port Huron. Experience the breathtaking view of sailboats and freighters, framed against the background of the impressive Blue Water Bridge, all from the comfort of your elegant guest room balcony. Planning a wedding? The DoubleTree by Hilton has the perfect setting to celebrate a marriage with its wonderful landscaping and beautiful reception area. So whether it's a romantic getaway, a family vacation, or a company outing, sweeten it with a view to remember at the DoubleTree by Hilton, Port Huron.
Thank you for tuning in to the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel tonight. It's been a good first period so far with the Prowlers and the Thunder knotted up at 1 apiece. Shots on goal right now, 11-6 in favor of the Port Huron Prowlers. And they have 10 of the last 11 shots overall in this game. Over the last about 5 minutes, excuse me. They're waiting for the TV timeout to end, and now finally we are all set to go. Somebody has to pay the bills with these commercials, as Hofflin able to cover it up. That's a positive play there for Delaware, just able to get into the zone and move the faceoff from outside the offensive end to inside the offensive end. And Graham Mentis set up for a shot. Delaney couldn't get it back there, and Devaney able to force it out. Devaney tried to dangle through. Gagnon pushes it below the goal line. Devaney head up looking for Johnson, and Johnson knocked down by Graham Mentis. Moritz head up, sauces it out. Graham right back in. Matt Graham leaves for Devaney. Couldn't get a shot off. Schumacher pokes it to Graham. Thunder get out. It comes up. Good hit by Schumacher. Throwing the hip into Little. One touched on for Devaney. With some space on the right wing side. Whistled it wide. That one came out. A lively hop off the back glass. But right past Torrey McLean. Henning able to get back in. Dustin Henning to the backhand. Forehand. And couldn't get that one in. Oh, Dustin Henning almost with some nice hands there. Just couldn't get it back to his forehand to tuck it around Kozlowski, who was able to find that puck with the glove, with Torrey McLean crashing the crease. 8:51 to go, first period. As Dustin Henning looking for his second goal of the season. McLean looking for his first as a member of the Prowlers. This is his 9th game. Here's Stoya with a rising shot, caught the back glass. Stoya still on it behind the net. Popped out in front, Molushkin first on it. Up to Ivanov. He finds Di Costanzo, taken away neatly by Thackeray. Now Molushkin rims it around. Henning gets it there, tried to chop it up the boards. McLean back on that puck. Taken in by Molushkin. Now Weber to Molushkin, driving the crease. It sat there, and Di Costanzo just pushed it wide. Whistles blow. I think the net came off its moorings. So we got a face-off in Prowler territory. They will allow the Prowlers to change. Sometimes you're not allowed to change if the net comes off, if they deem that the goaltender was solely responsible for it, but this time they allow that. Allow the change. 8:14 to go, first period. Wilson and Foley will be in on the face-off. And it's Grant Mentis behind Wilson this time. Minnie rims it around the boards. Basie got it back deep. Here's Minnie up to Chartrand. He lifts it out. Comes right to Jay. He takes the shot, but Basie may have gotten a stick on it. Minnie played it all the way across. Grant Mentis sent it all the way down, and Minnie will win this race for icing with 7:50 to go in the first period. A face-off will come all the way back to Kozlowski's end. Didn't have to make a save on that chance for the Prowlers' leading goal scorer, Dalton Jay. But he has 11 so far tonight, does Spencer Kozlowski. Chartrand couldn't turn it on net. It's Wilson. Up the boards towards Grant Mentis. Backhands it out, Minnie. Able to cut it off. Foley dumps it back in. Kozlowski able to partially impede that dump. Ivanov with a back pass. Nobody home for Delaware, and the Prowlers able to get a shot on net. Grant Mentis up to Wilson, just out of his reach. Hofflin plays it away from Wilson. Hainzel's pass got through Foley, goes all the way down, and icing called against the Prowlers. 7:12 to go, first period. Pace slowing down just a little bit here, with some icing, some offsides, and things of that nature. Still 1-1, our score. And if you're just joining us, goals from Jacob Wolf and Matt Stoya. And Molushkin with a false start as he's lined up on the inside wing there. So they'll switch up the centerman. It'll be Delaney and Foley on the face-off. Little right behind Delaney. Delaney able to win it there. Little tried to put it on net, blocked by a couple of Prowlers coming right out to Andrew Little. Hofflin able to glove that dump in, so I'll have another face-off. 7:02 to go in the period. Now the Prowlers can get a fresh line out there. Molushkin split out right behind Delaney. He couldn't win the face-off there. Schumacher pushed it up the boards, comes right back to him. And now Frank Schumacher with some space, sends it up to Gagnon, who deflects it in. Hannakainen taken into the wall there. Graham with the puck around the net, put it back out in front. Gagnon couldn't chop it on the cage. Gagnon again, out looking for Devaney. Delaney able to cut that off. Molushkin looking for TJ Delaney. And now Devaney looking for Gagnon. And that one didn't connect, so icing again called against the Prowlers with under 6.5 to go in the first period. Thunder out there have DiCostanzo, Weber, and Grant Mentis. Prowlers have the Graham line, and Matt Graham able to win it to the boards, right to Johnson. Devaney head up as he hits the red line. He sends it right in on Kozlowski, who gloves it. Thought about holding on to it. Now he covers it for a whistle. And it looked like some miscommunication there between Kozlowski and his defenseman. But for the Prowlers, they're able to get a change in an offensive zone faceoff with 6:11 left in the first period. It's like Kozlowski let that puck go, like he was going to leave it for his defenseman, and then covered it right back up. Thackeray walks in, one more move, and Kozlowski makes the save. Weber up to Grant Mentis, able to tip it along. Hoffman plays it away. Weber chips it down to Grant Mentis. Weber's upended. Delayed penalty coming against the Prowlers, and McLean touches up. Interference is the call, and we'll see who they have on it. It's McLean who will get the penalty. 5:49 to go in the first period, and we have our first power play of the game. Belongs to the Delaware Thunder. They sit 16.5%. That's good for 8th in the FPHL. Officially 2 for 15 last weekend. It's like Jacob Wolf is heading to the locker room. He just walked all the way around through the concourse and is now heading to the locker room. He didn't go off the traditional on the ice way. He's just standing in the tunnel. Meanwhile, on the ice, it's Gafarov trying to find Wilson. Schumacher able to take the puck, and he goes off the glass and out. Maybe Wolf was in the locker room already, tried to walk around and got told, you're not allowed to do that. You have to come the ice route, because he's just standing there at the door waiting. And here's Molushkin, able to rim it in. Comes to the point, Wilson. 5 minutes to go, first period. Minute 10 to go on the penalty to McLean. Delaney to Wilson in the corner. Up top to Ivanov. Back to Wilson. Tried to slide it down low. Good block by Adam Hainsel. Delaney up high to Molushkin. Walks down low below the goal line. Molushkin trying to shove off Minnie. Wilson able to touch it on to Ivanov. Now Gafarov. Had a couple of power play goals against the Prowlers. Gafarov wrists it on. Good save by Hofflin. Gafarov had 2 power play goals against the Prowlers 2 weeks ago in a 5-2 Thunder win. Delaney in tight. Good save by Hofflin, and Molushkin couldn't get the rebound back on net. 24 seconds to go on the penalty. Up high comes to Ivanov. Over to Gafarov. Across Molushkin. Wrist shot. Flew it just high and wide as he went down to the ice. Now a wrist shot comes in, blocked a little bit painfully by Hainsel. Ivanov able to block it at the line and keep it in. Wilson walks out, fires, and that one off a stick and out of play. McLean back on the ice. Adam Hainsel a little bit slow to get up, and he'll hobble back to the bench. Probably just a stinger there as he blocked a shot. Well, we will head to a timeout. A successful kill for the Prowlers, although 3 shots on it for the Delaware Thunder. We are still tied at 1. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Freeborn cutting to the net, save, rebound, score!
Every goal.
Back to Jay. Wrist shot, he scores!
Every save.
Going the other way, Papandrea, saved by Hofflin, the rebound, another one!
Every hit.
Good hip check!
Every
Fires, and he scores!
single
Michael Haskins, cut back, heading with another good shot, and then a left, oh boy!
game.
Cardinal, poked away by Hofflin, and the Prowlers win it!
The Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Subscribe now.
Back here at McMorran Place, 3:47 to play in the first period, and the Prowlers and the Thunder knotted up at 1 apiece. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Matt Stoya and Jacob Wolf, the goal scorers so far. And Wolf right now, he must have his skates off because now he's running up and down by the tunnel, up and down that west side. He didn't step out onto the ice or go back to the bench during that TV timeout. Seems to be something that's purely equipment related. We'll see if he returns in fairly short order. Parsons up towards Merritt. Couldn't tip it along as it comes back to Thackeray. His pass got through Merritt. Stoya sent it up back to Thunder territory. J.C. Moritz, pass on to Weber. Looking for Grant Mentis, that was out of his reach. Thackeray looking for Merritt, trying to split the D, just hopped over his stick. Merritt sent a centering pass to nobody, as Weber able to take it away. Moritz gave it over to Aganazov, and now Grant Mentis back in, cuts all the way across the zone, couldn't get it deep. Chopped up in the air. Parsons there, able to get it up to McLean temporarily only though. Hofflin feeds it over to Schumacher. That one got through Chartrand at the red line, and looks like Kozlowski is going to play this puck, but they call the icing, and now they will move it back to center ice because Kozlowski reached out to play the puck. But the original ruling was that Dan Chartrand didn't get a stick on it. Well, they were going to put it at center ice. The linesman pointed there. And now they move it all the way back to Prowler territory. Wilson and Foley in on the faceoff. And Dalton Jay able to take it, moves up with speed. Jay around Basie, kicks it back up to his stick, and Kozlowski has it. And a little bit of a pushing and shoving match going on, although more words than action. Chartrand and Foley in there with Basie. Dalton Jay just couldn't get enough on it to chip it past Spencer Kozlowski, who now has 15 saves in the game. Offensive zone draw coming for the Prowlers. Chartrand tried to win it back, but Wilson jumped it, and he gives up to Malushkin. Malushkin knocked down by Schumacher. Now Gafarov, head up, goes up high to Ivanov, wristed on, deflected on net, and Hofflin able to get a body on it. Johnson, head up as he goes around his own net, looking for Jay. Now Jay chasing after Kozlowski, out to play it. Now Foley couldn't get that one through Basie, who came back to block it. Foley out in front, Johnson, score! Alex Johnson able to control that loose puck enough to give the Prowlers a 2-1 lead. Oh, it was Basie coming all the way back to stop Evan Foley's shot, but Foley able to get right back to the middle of the ice, and Johnson all alone coming downhill, just able to chip that loose puck, bouncing and rolling past Spencer Kozlowski for his 8th goal of the year. He breaks a 16-game goal drought, although racking up the assists in that span. Prowlers 12 assists for Alex Johnson during that 16-game goal drought. He is tied for the team lead in assists with 31 with Dalton Jay and Matt Graham. Graham's line out there now. Minnie almost turned it over in the slide. A kick save and a beauty from Wyatt Hoffland. Devaney knocks it down, finds Graham moving in. Graham curls back, backhands it across. Gagnon back in front and deflects to the blue paint. And Kozlowski covers up. Well, if Sam Gagnon was left-handed, that would have been a chance he could have put on net, but unfortunately for him, all he could do was backhand it towards the front of the net. Well, he is left-handed, excuse me, but just too far out of his reach. And all he could do is put it back in front. Stoya right up the draw, dusts it off, and put it right into Kozlowski's glove. So officially it's Alex Johnson from Evan Foley and Dalton Jay. As we hit the final minute to go in the first period. Minnie cut it off at center. McLean touches up, goes after that puck. It's dug out by Malushkin. Malushkin taken off his stick by McLean, or Minnie, excuse me. Weber wrists it in from the red line, comes all the way around towards Di Costanzo. He and Henning get there together. Stoya up the boards. And Oganezov plays it back into his own end to Basie. The fishbowl D pair is what I'm going to call these two, as Oganezov able to work it up the boards. Parsons to Chartrand. He tips it in. Foley in after it. He and Oganezov get there together behind the net. 10 seconds to go in the period. Foley out in front. Weber cut it off. Foley again looking for Chartrand. Puck bounces around down there. 1 second on the clock. And the turnaround try at the buzzer. No good. So the Prowlers will head to the locker room with a 2-1 lead on the strength of Alex Johnson's late tally. Shots on goal in that opening period, 20 for the Prowlers and 14 for the Delaware Thunder. Alex Johnson and Matt Stoya the goals for Port Huron, and Prowlers take a 2-1 lead into the locker room for the first intermission. Well, spring is coming, so update your look at the Port Huron Prowlers team store located on the west end of McMorran Arena. The store is open every home game all season long, featuring t-shirts, sweatshirts, mini sticks, and more. Brand new team gear is also available while supplies last. Rep your team in style with gear from the Prowlers team store. 2-1 Prowlers as we head to the first intermission here in Michigan. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel. We're about set to go in the second period here as the Prowlers and the Thunder get set to drop the puck again. We are underway. Apologies for the delays here as Stoya able to turn it on net and Kozlowski steers it away. And now Kozlowski able to hold on to that shot. 13 seconds into period number 2. Merritt wins it back to Stoya. Goes over to Henning. He wrists it down low. Basie up the boards. DiCostanzo holding Stoya up there. It's a two-a-side scrum now. Wolf works it up towards McLean. McLean just trying to keep it deep. Pops out to Stoya. And now Henning across to Parsons. Wrists it on and Kozlowski sends it out of play. 39 seconds gone, second period. It's been all Prowlers so far. They got a couple of shots in this period. Still a 2-1 game. Pitched into Prowlers territory, but icing called against Delaware. A bit of a choppy start to this second period. Neither team, or lots of whistles. Adam Hansel keeps it away from an oncoming Gafarov. And now Foley out to center. Finds Jay as Hansel with him. Gives right back to Foley. Back out in front. And both Jay and Hansel too deep in to receive that pass. Minnie able to glove it down. Couldn't step around Hannakainen with the puck. So Malushkin turns it the other way. Drops off to Gafarov. Try to put it back on net. And now it's Jay. Alton Jay. Wrist shot off the glove of Kozlowski. Popped down for Chartrand, and Kozlowski makes a save. All the way back out, it's Gafarov trying to dance his way around Alex Johnson. Gafarov to Malushkin, wrists it on, and a good save by Hofflin. It's his first of the period. Graham back in. All the way across Schumacher, one-time blast. Didn't get all of it. Now Devaney played it off the back of the net. Gagnon looking in front. That one went right through the blue paint. Now Schumacher all the way around to Graham. Back out high looking for Schumacher. Devaney gives it to Gagnon. That one steered away by Kozlowski. Johnson up to Graham, takes the shot, partially blocked. Good shift here from this line. And it pops back towards Schumacher. Now Gagnon in front, and almost found its way in. Out high, Schumacher! That one off the back glass. Oganezov able to get a whistle there as he pinned that puck to the back of the net. Nearly 3 minutes into period number 2. And the Prowlers already with a number of shots in this period, pushing to extend the lead. Ivanov around towards Basie. Wolf deflects it, but it goes all the way down. for an icing. 3 minutes to go in the second period. Or 3 minutes into the second period, excuse me. Still 2-1 Prowlers. Ivanov around to Basie, and McLean buries Ivanov into the Zamboni door. DiCostanzo collects in the Prowler zone, sets it down low, and Weber whiffed on the try in front. McLean played it behind Stoya, and now Parsons rims it around. Kozlowski to Basie. Over to Ivanov, Thunder get out, and then Wolf stepped up on by Parsons, and now Weber challenging Brian Parsons, and they're gonna go. Parsons and Weber trading shots. They lock up near the boards, and Parsons tackles down Austin Weber. Nice hit there by Parsons. That began the fight, and Weber right after him. Good physical play here from the Prowlers tonight. See McLean, Schumacher, Parsons, Dalton J, everyone throwing around the body. .16:22 to go, second period. Face-off will come to Prowler territory. 5 for fighting to each Austin Weber and Brian Parsons. As it comes around to Thackeray. Tried to send it all the way down. Icing is called against the Prowlers, so they'll come right back into Prowler territory. Foley wins the face-off from Wilson. Henning reverses, and Chartrand able to tip it along to Jay. Dalton J walks in, shoots, gloved and held by Kozlowski. 4 minutes into period number 2. Prowlers will switch up all 5 guys for this offensive zone face-off. It's Matt Graham's line coming out. Bedard up the boards. Graham sent it right through the crease. Now Danila Malushkin. Trying to move it up ice. Bedard chips it around Hainzel and dumps it in. Devaney stepped around Wilson, but Bedard took the puck, sent it back into Prowler territory. Minnie gives it up. Now Wilson couldn't get it to the forehand, tried to bank it off of Hofflin a couple of times. Now Malushkin on it. Cycles it down. Now up to the point. That wrist shot from Bedard is held onto by Wyatt Hofflin. 15:20 to go, second period. Prowlers up on shots in this period so far, 5-2. They got 5 of the first 6 shots of the period. It's Delaware with the offensive zone faceoff, but Merritt able to win it. Little on the turnover. Arvidsson at the point, wrists it wide. McLean off the glass and out. Moritz kept it in. Puck didn't get out, and now the Prowlers able to get it to Delaware territory. Arvidsson back chasing. Merritt rims it to towards Arvidsson. They took a funny hop off the Zamboni door, but then Merritt unable to center. McLean comes out, shoots, scores! Tori McLean's first as a Prowler doubles the lead. McLean able to fish that puck off the boards, get to the middle of the ice, and he beats Kozlowski for his first goal as a Prowler, first in the FPHL this season. In his first game back from a 2-game suspension. 14:44 to go, second period. Malushkin looking for the outlet. It's knocked down by Chartrand at center, touched next by Wolf, so no high stick there. Wolf brought it back in. Puck didn't get to center, so the Thunder onside, excuse me. Shot from the point blocked, and Jay goes around to Johnson. Chartrand deflects it in right on Kozlowski. He had some trouble handling it, and Jay was flying in, trying to get at that loose puck. Malushkin waiting for help to join him. Tried to get it to Wolf. He was double covered. Prowlers dump it back out. It's Basie in his own end. Over to Bedard. Off the boards and out. Dylan Thackeray curls away from pressure. Foley chops it this side. Jay. Up to Sam Gagnon. Gagnon tried to give a pass off to Devaney, who was behind him. Wilson sends it into Thackeray. Off the boards towards Gagnon. Turned back the other way by Bedard. Over to Gafara, fires, and Hofflin has that one in his arm for a whistle. 13:11 to go, second period, and Tori McLean has the Prowlers up by 2. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel.
I've worked at Pioneer and now Corteva for 36 years. It goes by very quickly.
This is a pretty noble profession where you're giving back to humanity.
Curiosity is so important. I learn something new every day.
What's that next challenge that may occur for farmers? You do really feel like you've got an impact on what's coming.
I can see how we're making things better.
And we have the best solutions for our farmers. And I think we're here to feed and fuel the world. I'm proud to be part of that culture, and I'm proud to be part of the company.
Prowlers, 13:11 to go in the second period. It's Tori McLean's first as a Port Huron Prowler. Made it a 2-goal lead just minutes ago. Gafarov up to the point, wristed on, stopped by Hofflin. Devaney off the boards, and now it comes right to Gagnon, winds and fires, and that one was partially blocked by Bedard. Minnie at center. Sends it right around. Kozlowski cuts it off and feeds it to Hannakainen. Hannakainen taken away by the good forecheck of Graham, able to get it out in front. Devaney gloved it down. Couldn't turn it on the cage. Joe Devaney curling away from Hannakainen. Now Wilson able to take the puck back. Bedard trying to one-hand it forward. It comes down low to Devaney. Backhand just pushed it wide. Devaney with a wraparound try. Kozlowski has the answer. Devaney tried to wrap it the other way. It comes all the way up towards Marquis Graham-Mentis. He's into the zone with 12 minutes left in the period. Now Wilson from a sharp angle. Don't think that got all the way to Hofflin. Moritz chopped by him by Stoya. J.C. Moritz able to recover back to Grant Mentis. Grant Mentis took a chop there from Stoya. Stick goes down, gloves go down, arm goes up, and Matt Stoya is headed to the penalty box. Going to take a wild guess, call this one a slashing penalty against Matt Stoya. It sends the Thunder to their second power play of the game. They're 0 for 1 so far tonight. Wilson gets it to the point. Comes right back to Wilson. Wilson walks down low around the net. Henning wrists it all the way down. Ivanov behind his own cage, gives it to Gafarov, who skates it out. Now he drops to Malushkin, who overskated it. Wilson, luckily for the Thunder, right there to recover. Wilson rims it all the way around to Gafarov. Tossed on to Malushkin, wrist shot, knocked down by Hofflin. And the rebound comes to Evan Foley. He wrists it all the way down. Long lead pass off of Delaney's skate. Jay will waste some time. He gives to Minnie, who wrists it the length of the ice halfway through the penalty to Matt Stoya. Ivanov to Malushkin. Now Grant Mentis through center. Grant Mentis all the way across. Aganazov took a shot. That hit traffic in front. Malushkin pushed it to the corner. He couldn't get that one to go back on net. Grant Mentis. Wrist shot and easily handled by Wyatt Hofflin. 30 seconds to go on the penalty to Stoya. 10:15 left in the second period. And Brian Parsons and Austin Weber step out of the penalty boxes to stick taps from their respective clubs. Parsons to the bench, and Austin Weber will join this power play for Delaware. Henning off the draw. That is clearing attempt stopped by Bedard at the point. Now Di Costanzo up to Grant Mentis. Head up. Tried to sauce it on to Di Costanzo in the middle of the ice. Up high comes Grant Mentis on the one-timer. The lumber shatters on him. Aganazov on the puck now. Over to Bedard, wrist shot blocked by Graham. Henning works it around. And now Stoya is the one who gets slashed. So Matt Stoya just out of the box for his slashing penalty. Now he draws one as his stick snaps in half. We have two sticks in two pieces on the ice right now, but the Prowlers will go to the power play when we come back. It's Austin Weber back to the penalty box, and we will take a timeout with 9:35 to go in the second period. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel.
Adventures await you at the award-winning DoubleTree by Hilton Port Huron. Experience the breathtaking view of sailboats and freighters, framed against the background of the impressive Blue Water Bridge, all from the comfort of your elegant guest room balcony. Planning a wedding? The DoubleTree by Hilton has the perfect setting to celebrate a marriage with its wonderful landscaping and beautiful reception area. So whether it's a romantic getaway, a family vacation, or a company outing, sweeten it with a view to remember at the DoubleTree by Hilton, Port Huron.
Prowlers to the power play with 9:35 to go in the second period and a 3-1 lead. It's Austin Weber in the box, 2 minutes for slashing, and the Prowlers' 4th-ranked power play in the FPHL at 20.6% goes to work. Officially 1 for 8 last weekend. Of course, that's officially. It's not necessarily the number of power plays they actually had. And Stoya with a brand new stick. Able to work it down the boards. It's Chartrand to Foley. Up the boards towards Johnson. Alex Johnson up high to Stoya. D comes to Joe Devaney. Devaney walks the line over to Johnson. The one-time blast caught the glass and goes all the way down. Coughlin quick up to Devaney. He enters his own, stops up as his team sets up. Devaney down the wall, back up high to Stoya. Devaney again. Devaney over to Stoya. Wrist shot. That one shouldered away by Kozlowski. Now Chartrand tried to put it back on net, and Kozlowski got a pad on it. Devaney below the goal line. Foley looking for a cutting Alex Johnson, and Basie able to kick that one away. Johnson to Stoya. They switch spots. Now Stoya all the way across looking for Devaney. That didn't work and comes out of the zone. 40 seconds to go on the Prowlers power plays. They switch units. 8:15 left now in the second period as Wolf sends it down nice. Sam Merritt up the left wing side. Gives to McLean. Weaving in and out. Backhander. Couldn't get that one to go. Jay all the way across looking for Matt Graham. Graham back for Jay. And a good save by Kozlowski. And it's wristed all the way back down. That should take care of the rest of the penalty time as Austin Weber is set to step out of the box. Wilson took it away from Jay. Merritt able to get it back for the Prowlers. Here's Sam Merritt cutting to the net. Wraparound try. That got caught up in Torrey McLean. Prowlers still with 4 forwards out there. This full power play unit still there. Back to 5-on-5 though. Merritt walks out from behind the net. He cycles it down low looking for Jay. It's taken away by Malushkin. Weber has Malushkin going to the net. Graham puts the body into Weber. And now it's Brian Parsons up towards McLean. They're going to say Torrey McLean didn't get a stick on that one. So icing called against the Prowlers unless they're saying it's offsides. No, they are calling it icing. So 6:53 to go, second period. Prowlers were able to get 2 defensemen out there before that icing, as Brian Parsons stepped onto the ice. There are only 4 Prowlers out there. I'm not sure who the 5th is supposed to be. Evan Foley is stepping out onto the ice. So Sam Merritt set to take the faceoff with TJ Delaney. Comes to the wall, Schumacher to Parsons. Frank Schumacher at the end of a shift. So is Torrey McLean. He heads off the ice. Schumacher still stuck out there as Little tips it in. Little and Parsons coming together in the near side corner. And now Grant Mentis trying to get out in front. Got through Little. Here comes Devaney. Joe Devaney. Steered off by Moritz. Devaney still with the puck. Behind the net comes to Foley. Tried to center for Chartrand. Didn't work. Now Dustin Henning cuts it off at center. Henning curls up, gives to Foley. Drops to Chartrand, shoots, and a good save by Kozlowski. Devaney wristed it on, and that one deflected wide by Chartrand. Henning back on that kick save, a rebound, score! It was Joe Devaney getting that one, and the Prowlers have opened up a 4-1 lead. And pucks on net. The name of the game here for the Prowlers in this second period. Already up to now 15 shots in the period. And they get their second goal of the frame. And it's Joe Devaney's 28th. He ties Dalton J atop the Prowlers in goals. Of course, Devaney staying hot now on a 4-game goal streak with 9 goals in that, or 7 goals in that time frame. Delaware looking for a response. Kick saved by Hoplin. The rebound kicks all the way back out to center. It's Gagnon. Drops it to Minnie. To Jay. Score! Well, they weren't tied atop the Prowlers for long in goals as Dalton J gets his 29th and makes it 5-1. Two goals in less than a minute for the Prowlers. They've opened up the 4-goal lead, and it's been a good showing for them so far. As Minnie cross-corner dump, McLean first on it. All Prowlers in this second period. Forecheck working for Port Huron as Stoya put it back on net, and Kozlowski makes the save. Officially 2 goals in 32 seconds as Gafarov slid it on net. Up high to Wilson. Wristed was blocked by Johnson on the way through. Here's McLean. McLean to the backhand, couldn't catch it on the other side. Headman feed to Malushkin, cut off by Johnson. Prowlers back in with numbers. Stoya, and he just whiffed on that shot. Stoya to Merritt. Looking in front, puck sat there in the crease for a moment. Cleared away by Hannakainen. He gets it to Malushkin, but Danila Malushkin offside at the Prowlers line. 2 goals in 32 seconds for the Prowlers. They open up a 5-1 lead in the second period. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Freeborn cutting to the net. Save, rebound, score!
Every goal.
Back to Jay. Wrist shot, he scores!
Every save.
Going the other way, Papandrea. Saved by Hoplin. The rebound. Another one.
Every hit.
Good hip check.
Every
Fires, and he scores!
single
Michael Haskins, cut pad, heading with another good shot, and then a left. Oh, boy.
game.
Cardinal poked away by Hoplin, and the Prowlers win it.
The Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Subscribe now.
All Prowlers in this second period. They have 3 goals in the frame and a 4-goal lead here at home on the Delaware Thunder. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Just 4:15 to go in period number 2. This is the first game of the night in the FPHL. Every game is underway right now, as tonight's game started at 7:05. The rest of them scheduled for 7:30 or 7:35. All 10 teams in action tonight in the FPHL, and we'll get you some score updates when we hit the intermission. Here's Marquis Grant Mentis through center. Working on Parsons, lost the handle, tried to turn it back on net. Comes to Delaney. Popped out in front, Jay. Trying to force it out. Grant Mentis comes back to make a play on the puck. He's forced to dump it in as Delaney wasn't all the way out yet. Parsons up to Chartrand. Comes back into Prowler territory. Hofflin off the glass to Parsons. Now Chartrand again. Foley hustling after that puck. Arvidsson gets there first. Now Dalton J. Over to Thackeray. Up to Chartrand. And Dan Chartrand on for Foley. Foley with an outside try. Stopped by Kozlowski. Arvidsson gives it right back to his goaltender, who will cover up for a whistle. 3:22 to go, second period. Prowlers with an offensive zone face-off. They send Joe Devaney out there, along with Matt Graham and Sam Gagnon. Devaney was tied for the Prowlers team lead in goals for all of 32 seconds before Dalton J took the lead back. Ivanov over to Basie. He heads up ice, looking for Wolf. And he missed Wolf, so icing called against Delaware. The faceoff will come right back in Kozlowski's direction with 3:11 left in this second period. Well, Delaware scored the first goal of this game. It's been all Prowlers since, especially in this second period. Prowlers have 10 of the last 12 shots in this game. An 18-10 shots advantage in the period. 38-24 in the game. And that one all the way back down again. Icing once again against the Delaware Thunder, with a tick under 3 minutes to play in this second period. Faceoff comes to Hainsel at the point, just hopped over his stick. He chases after it, settles the puck down, and gives up to Graham. Tried to flip it along, it was knocked down by Wolf. Now Weber gave it right up to Joe Devaney, finds Gagnon one-on-one. Gagnon cuts to the middle of the ice, tried to give back to Graham. That one blocked away. Now Gagnon to the backhand, couldn't force it on net. Devaney with the steal. Devaney towards Gagnon. He was tripped up. Play continues as Weber sent it down low. Hofflin looking for the puck to get out. Didn't get all the way out. Basie left it for Bedard, but instead is taken away by McLean. Torrey McLean, power move, the backhand, and Kozlowski able to take it and make the save. Milushkin drops for Gafarov. His shot blocked by Frank Schumacher. Merritt back up ice. Under 2 minutes to play in this period. It's rimmed around towards Torrey McLean. Now Schumacher pinching in. Couldn't get a shot on. Johnson keeps it away from Gafarov. And Wilson dumps it in. Hofflin trying to keep it away from him. Puck played off the back of the net. Hofflin safely back in his crease now. Wilson tried to put it in front for Milushkin. Prowlers able to take it away and send it all the way back down. Toivo Hannakainen with 1 minute and 20 seconds to go in this second period. Fed up to Milushkin. Danilo Milushkin rims it around. Schumacher up to Stoya. Off the boards, high up in the air. Foley waiting for it to come down. Now Chartrand into the zone. Wrist shot stopped by Kozlowski, and the rebound cleared to the sideboards. Jay weaves in, fires, he scores! Dalton Jay picks the top corner, his second in the period, and the Prowlers have a 6-1 lead. And that's 30 goals for Dalton Jay this season. Comes with 53.6 seconds to go in the second period. Prowlers well in control of this game at this point, as Henning able to curl away, fed it back up to Jay. Dalton Jay has hit 30 goals for the 6th time in his FPHL career. And every season he's played at least, as Jay almost bidding for the hat trick there. Any season Dalton Jay's played more than 25 games, he's had 30 goals. A consistent goal scoring continues for the Prowlers, all-time leader in goals. And he's approaching 200 goals as a Prowler, up to 190. Second period has expired, and the Prowlers get 4 on the board to open up a 6-1 lead on the Delaware Thunder. Shots on goal in that period, 22-10 in favor of the Prowlers, 42-24 overall for Port Huron. And they head to the locker room with smiles on their faces. 20 minutes still left to go in this one. Well, secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game as they take on these Delaware Thunder again tomorrow, with puck drop at McMorran Place scheduled for 6:05 p.m. It's also a Casey's Kids Zone night, and fans can hit the ice with the team after the game. Tickets are available online at phprowlers.com/tickets or by calling the box office at 810-985-6166. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets or by phone at 810-985-6166. Prowlers up by 5 as they head to the second intermission here at McMorran Place. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel. 40 minutes down, 20 minutes to go in a game that's been all Prowlers. They hold a 6-1 lead over the Delaware Thunder. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Before we take a look back at that second period, let's take a quick look around the FBHL, and we start with one the Prowlers will be closely monitoring as far as scoreboard watching goes. The Columbus River Dragons have a 2-1 lead, or make it 3-2 now on the Mississippi Seawolves. That one down in Columbus. Of course, the Prowlers need the Seawolves to lose some games in regulation, and if they do, Port Huron has a chance to clinch the playoffs this weekend. Of course, they have to finish taking care of business tonight to make that happen. So it's 3-2 Columbus late in the second period. Move to Watertown, and we're in the second period there as the Wolves and the Danbury Hat-Tricks are still scoreless. That one about 5.5 minutes into the middle period. Binghamton Black Bears have a 3-0 lead on the Elmira Mammoth. That one getting late in the second period over at First Arena in Elmira. And finally, another scoreboard that the Prowlers are watching eagerly. The Carolina Thunderbirds have a 2-0 lead midway through the second period over the Motor City Rockers. Of course, the Prowlers 5 points back of the Rockers for third place in the Continental Division. Well, that second period went about as good as it possibly could have for the Prowlers as they put up 4 goals in that period. Torrey McLean got his first as the Prowler. Joe Devaney tied Dalton Jay for the most goals on the Prowlers, and 32 seconds later, Jay took the lead right back. Jay added another one for good measure, his 30th of the season. That gave the Prowlers a 6-1 lead. Early in that period, though, we did see a fight between Austin Weber and Brian Parsons after Parsons put a nice hit on in the neutral zone, and Weber dropped the gloves and Parsons went at it with him. Jay's leading all the Prowlers and all scorers tonight with 3 points, 2 goals, and an assist. Matt Stoya, a goal and an assist himself, as he has a pair of points. Sam Merritt and Evan Foley, a couple of assists apiece as well. And not to be forgotten about in net, Wyatt Hofflin, 23 saves on 24 Delaware shots. Joe Devaney, in that second period, extended his goal-scoring streak to 4 games, tied for the 5th longest streak on the Prowlers this season, as he has been red hot as of late. Prowlers 17-0 when leading after 2 periods of play, and barring a significant collapse in this third period, they'll be able to move to 18-0 in those circumstances. Alex Johnson tonight with his goal has notched his 200th point in the FPHL. So that's a nice milestone there for Alex Johnson. It's been a great night all around for the Prowlers. 20 more minutes, though, left to go in regulation. As Torrey McLean, you see him there at center ice. Of course, he has a goal tonight. His line will start this third period. He's out there with Sam Merritt and Matt Stoya. Brian Parsons, Dustin Henning, the defense pair, and they're trying to fix a little gap there, a little chip in the ice on that blue line. Dustin Henning spent a significant amount of time during practice this week trying to cover up what looks like a chip or a hole in the ice there at the Prowlers blue line, what will be the Prowlers blue line for this third period. I saw him during practice. He was trying to cover it up using a puck, a water bottle, ice, little ice chips, snow, whatever he could. And it looks like that little spot has reared its ugly head again here in the game, as the linesmen tonight trying to take a look at it. Linesmen are Jacob Kohlmeyer and Dallas Mitchell. The referees are Chris Rowe and Jonathan Sitarski. Well, Spencer Kozlowski has been replaced in net to begin this third period after Kozlowski has allowed 6 goals on 43 Prowlers shots. And it's Jacob Dejeko who is stepping in for Delaware. That one pops up in the air. Here's Stoya. We'll get you the numbers on Dejeko as soon as we can. That one wristed in right on, and he has his first save of the game. Ivanov flips it in. Wolf chases after it. He and Henning get there together. And Foley clears it off the boards. Hannakainen kept it in. Tried to wrist it on net. Instead, it ends up right by those Zamboni doors again. Wolf, Henning, Weber, Foley in there battling for that puck. Foley able to work it out. DiCostanzo swoops in to take it. And now Evan Foley back on it. He'll get the red line. He'll step in. Past a minute gone in this period. Jay with a shot. That one hit a stick and flies out of play. We've played 1 minute and 8 seconds of this third period. And Jacob Dejeko already with his first save of the night. Dejeko coming in 0-3-1 with a .637 goals against average and an .841 save percentage. His last start was February 25th against the Watertown Wolves. Coincidentally, that was the last time Delaware played a game without Spencer Kozlowski. Shark Train comes out in front, and Dejeko able to get a piece of it. Kozlowski started every game since his signing on March 3rd. This is the first time he has been pulled from one in his pro career. Adam Hainzel couldn't receive that pass cleanly, and it's batted into the Delaware bench for a stoppage in play. Minute 45 gone in this third period. Faceoff will stay outside of the Thunder zone. Delaney and Graham on the faceoff. Graham wins it back cleanly. Schumacher head up. He'll skate it in. Frank Schumacher around the net in front. And Graham just pushed it wide, tied up there by TJ Delaney. Grant Mentis curling back from pressure. Behind his own cage, able to sauce it on for Aganazov. Joe Devaney wasn't able to pick off that pass. Now Delaney just pushed it wide as Frank Schumacher was there defending. Little to Delaney. That one comes all the way through to Aganazov, wrists it on, and it goes wide. Down the boards goes the puck. It's Delaney. Tried to send it out in front. Schumacher got down to block it. Now Frank Schumacher played it off the skate of the referee. Prowler's still able to recover and start a rush. Gagnon rips one. It's blocked. Gagnon on the rebound. And a save there from Dejeko. Comes back out to center. Devaney wrists it in. Prowler's in a delayed offside situation as they're changing. Thunder wanted a too-many men on the ice call, but DiCostanzo instead brings it in. Turned it over, and the Prowlers get it back to Thunder ice. Weber left it behind the cage. Stoya in on the forecheck, trying to get it back for the Prowlers. Stoya has it, fires, and a save by Nzeko. McLean rips it away from Wolf. Now Basie up the boards. Right into Jacob Wolf. Sends it all the way across to Weber. One-on-one with Parsons. He curls back. And now Weber lost the puck. So he was surrounded by gold jerseys. Henning picks it up on the far side. Dustin Henning uses his body to get that puck out. Delayed off sides. And the Prowlers look to start a rush in the midst of a change. McLean able to tip it in. 4 minutes gone. Third period. Prowlers up on shots in this period at 5-0 so far. All stopped by Jacob Nzeko. Here's Malushkin. Off the boards and in. Takes a hit from Minnie. And Foley rims it around in Jay's direction. Jay couldn't get it out. Hannakainen played it down low towards Malushkin. Has Gafarov in front. Malushkin tried to get it there. That was cut off. Pops out to Thackeray. Here's Jay back at center. With Chartrand, gives it to him. Chartrand towards Jay. Hit the crossbar as he deflected it, looking for his hat trick goal. Thackeray turned it over. And here's Malushkin back into the Prowler zone. Leapt it for Gafarov. Poked away from him temporarily. He's forced to retreat back to his own end. 5 minutes gone in this third period as Gafarov has the red line. Tried a pull-up move. Lost the puck. Sat there for a moment. Now Jay tried to give it to Matt Graham. Instead it's brought back in. Shot blocked by Minnie. Sent right back towards the slot. And Gagnon first on it. Tips it ahead to Graham. Graham in. He's shoved off by Moritz. Matt Graham was looking for a pass all the way there. Couldn't find his. Gagnon sent it in front. Little picks it up on the other side. Graham able to pull it out. Over to Gagnon. Leaves for Graham behind the net. Up high comes to Johnson. Alex Johnson tried to feed it in front. Graham again. Now it's Devaney's turn with the puck. But his pass to Johnson handcuffed him a little bit. And it squirts out to center. Good pressure from this line as they begin a change. Aganazov just able to get it back out to center. Brian Parsons waiting for it at the Prowlers' blue line. Dumps it in and heads after it. Moritz rims it around. Aganazov chipped it by his man. Dustin Henning comes flying in to keep the puck alive. Now McLean over to Merritt. Merritt with his head up. Leaves it for Henning. That one got on net. Now McLean over to Sam Merritt. Back to McLean. Centered. Soya got turned around. And now Di Costanzo pulls it out for Delaware. Weber taken off his stick by Brian Parsons. McLean head up. All he sees is white jerseys ahead of him. Torrey McLean tried a little dangle. Didn't go well. "13 minutes to go, third period. Basie works it up. It's deflected in by Wolf. Parsons reaches out for it. Parsons left it behind the net for Hainzel. Now Chartrand up to Stoya. Evan Foley into the Delaware zone. Played it off of Basie. Chartrand picks it up in the corner. Chartrand curling on the wall. Sent it down low. Hainzel pinching in. Gives it to Chartrand below the goal line. Got through him. Foley collects. Up high, it's Thackeray. Thackeray steps around Wolf. Cuts to the outside. Centers to Jay. Couldn't pull a trigger. Jay still looking for that puck. Thackeray has it back. He backhands it in. Chartrand out towards Jay. Off his stick. And now Gafarov skates into Prowler territory. 4 gold jerseys back. As Thackeray able to get it away from his crease. Delaney in front. This went off of Adam Hainzel. Now Gafarov to Malushkin. Malushkin in front, looking for a friendly stick, only found Thackeray. He starts a rush. Thackeray all the way across. Jay stopped by Nijeko. The long lead pass knocked down by Matt Graham at center. Graham able to chip it in. Charlie Bedard around towards Hannakainen, back to Bedard. Sent up towards Grant Mentis. Now Joe Devaney looking for Graham, that was cut off. Devaney able to recollect the puck. Sends it down low to Gagnon, out high Johnson, and he just wristed that one high and wide. Not sure if it was blocked at all by a sliding Charlie Bedard. Johnson has it again, and that time he hit the post, and Graham knocks it in. The extra point is good for the Prowlers. It's Matt Graham getting himself on the score sheet, making it 7-1. So Matt Graham extending the Prowlers lead with his 15th goal of the season. Now 3 points shy of Mo Levesque for 4th place all time in FPHL history in points. As Oganezov able to dump it back in. They give Johnson the assist, and Joe Devaney as well as Merritt's in offside. It was Johnson who took the original shot. It went off the post, and Graham able to knock it in and make it 7-1 Prowlers. We will take a timeout. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel.
I've worked at Pioneer and now Corteva for 36 years. It goes by very quickly.
This is a pretty noble profession where you're giving back to humanity.
Curiosity is so important. I learn something new every day.
What's that next challenge that may occur for farmers? You do really feel like you've got an impact on what's coming.
I can see how we're making things better.
And we have the best solutions for our farmers. And I think we're here to feed and fuel the world. I'm proud to be part of that culture, and I'm proud to be part of the company.
Back here in Port Huron, 10:25 to go, 3rd period. It's the Prowlers up 7-1 on the Delaware Thunder. Well, if you're interested in March Madness, which I'm sure many of you are, we have a 16 seed upsetting a 1 seed just moments ago. Number 16 seeded Fairleigh Dickinson just defeated 1st seeded Purdue 63-58 in the East region. Tear up those brackets as you got Purdue going down, Arizona went down, Virginia. So many upsets in the first round of this NCAA tournament. But we have a 16 defeating a 1. I believe that's the 2nd time ever. I think the only other time was when UMBC defeated Virginia a few years back. Here's Weber tipping it into zone, saved by Hofflin. And he bats the rebound to the corner. Of course, important to people from Michigan. Michigan State defeated USC earlier today to advance to the round of 32. As Weber tries to jam one at the post, knocked down by Stoya. Parsons able to get it out. Oganezov back at the red line. Oganezov curls away from Parsons. Now D. Costanzo gets it deep. It's Gafarov playing it back to himself off the wall. Gafarov just can't get a hold of that puck. Trying to take it away now from Evan Foley. They dig away in the corner, heading in there to help out. Pops out to Basie. His clap bob from the point, easily gloved by Wyatt Hofflin for a whistle. We are going back to a timeout with 9:15 to go in the third period. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel.
Adventures await you at the award-winning DoubleTree by Hilton Port Huron. Experience the breathtaking view of sailboats and freighters, framed against the background of the impressive Blue Water Bridge, all from the comfort of your elegant guest room balcony. Planning a wedding? The DoubleTree by Hilton has the perfect setting to celebrate a marriage with its wonderful landscaping and beautiful reception area. So whether it's a romantic getaway, a family vacation, or a company outing, sweeten it with a view to remember at the DoubleTree by Hilton, Port Huron.
$9:15 to go, third period. It's a 7-1 lead for the Prowlers over the Delaware Thunder. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining us tonight. Prowlers with a defensive zone faceoff. They've put up 50 shots in this game. It's the second straight game the Prowlers have put up 50 shots, and the fourth game overall this season. Had 54 in the loss to Elmira. That was last Saturday, and that was a season high in shots on goal. Still 9:10 to go to try and break that season high, although they'll have to get a face-off back deep in their own end again after they has the puck. 9:04 up on the clock now. It's Wilson and Foley in the face-off circle. Wilson won it forward. And now Minnie curls back, gives it to Hansel. Up the boards toward Jay. Basie pinched in. Now Jay back with it. Across to Gino Minnie. Minnie over to Jay. Off the board, sends Foley on his way. Foley dances around Arvidsson, gives it to Hansel. Adam Hansel just couldn't corral that bouncing puck. Now Foley out in front. Puck sat there at the side of the net. Jay tried to wrap it around, and Chartrand put it back on net, but fanned on the shot. So it comes out to Malushkin. Couldn't pick up the puck on the other side of Gino Minnie. Now Minnie and Malushkin tied up behind the play. Delaney comes back in, but offsides the call as Malushkin still wrapped up with Gino Minnie, hadn't left the Prowlers zone. 8:10 to go, third period. Nothing further, it seems, coming from Gino Minnie and Danila Malushkin. Face-off comes outside. Graham and Delaney get set for it. Face-off one back to Bedard. Goes up the boards. Graham plays it back in Bedard's direction. Stuck in Gagnon's feet. And now Johnson left it for Schumacher. Up to Matt Graham. And across to Devaney on the right wing side. Couldn't send it deep. Hannakainen able to block it. Now over to Alex Johnson. Johnson steps in. Comes back to Gagnon. Johnson again. All the way out high now, it's Schumacher. Rimmed around. Gagnon just cycles it deep. 7.5 minutes to go. Third period as Hannakainen chops it out all the way down for an icing. Prowlers picking up 7 goals for the second time this season against Delaware. They did it in their victory 2 Saturdays ago. It's their third 7-goal game in their last 4. Johnson feeds it across to Schumacher. Stoya in the slot. And Njeko looked behind him, but he has it for a face-off. plenty of time and space for Johnson and Schumacher to get those passes off. But Nijeko up to the task on the shot from Matt Stoya from the middle of the ice. Aganazov rims it around. Schumacher couldn't keep it in. Comes all the way back towards Alex Johnson. Johnson's jersey is being raffled off. Jersey off the back this weekend. If you weren't able to make it out tonight, certainly come out tomorrow and get some raffle tickets to win the jersey off the back of Alex Johnson. It'll be the fourth game of the Prowlers' 7-game homestand tomorrow. If this score holds up, they'll be 2-1 so far on the homestand. And all of a sudden, once this homestand ends, we'll be flipping the calendar to April, and there will only be 5 more games left in the season. Prowlers have one more real road trip when they head to Watertown, the first full weekend of April. That will be the 7th and 8th of April, and then they'll be back here at McMorran Place for the final weekend of the regular season, April 14th and 15th, when they host the Danbury Hat Tricks. But first, again, 3 more games in this homestand, or 4 more games in this homestand after tonight. Foley gets his way to the middle of the ice, to the backhand. That one pushed just wide. Thackeray up high. Thought about the shot, gives back to Foley. Got their signals crossed a little bit, so the Thunder able to take it back. It's Gafarov with under 6 to play. That's Gafarov up to Delaney. Put it on, steered away by Hofflin. And hopped over Basie's stick at the Prowlers' blue line. Devaney starting rush 2-on-1 with Gagnon. Devaney shoots, scores! 2 in the game for Joe Devaney. It's 8-1 Prowlers. That's the most goals they've scored here at McMorran Place this season. With the only 3 games they've scored more than 8 coming away from here. 2 of them road games, and 1 of them technically a home game, but it was neutral site in Baton Rouge. But Joe Devaney gets goal number 29 on the year. Gagnon has the puck in the offensive territory, but he lost it to Grant Mentis. Sent it up to Little. Graham takes it back. Minnie looking for Gagnon, taken away. Delaney had his stick lifted neatly by Matt Graham. Able to push it forward to Gagnon. Gagnon around looking for Devaney. Now Little collects in his own end. Rick wide feed to Bedard. Under 5 to play, 3rd period. Delaney sent it back out high. McLean takes it away. Torrey McLean starting a rush, trying to dance his way through. Hainzel looking for the loose puck. Comes to Merritt on the half wall. Schumacher pinching in deep. Sent it all the way across. Now Stoya wrists it on, knocked down by Nijeko. Now it's Grant Mentis. Grant Mentis had it poked away by Johnson. Taken away by Grant Mentis. Across looking for Wolf. Now out to Aganazov. His shot deflects out of play. 4:13 left to go, 3rd period. And the Prowlers will have a defensive zone face-off as soon as we return from our final timeout. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the Prowlers YouTube channel. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Freeborn cutting to the net. Save, rebound, score!
Every goal,
Back to Jay. Wrist shot, he scores!
every save,
Going the other way, Papandrea. Saved by Hoffman. The rebound. Another one.
every hit,
Good hip check.
every
Fires, and he scores!
single
Michael Haskins, cut pad, heading with another good shot. And then a left. Oh, boy.
game.
Cardinal. Poked away by Hoffman. And the Prowlers win it.
The Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Subscribe now.
We do invite you to tune in to our next broadcast tomorrow when the Prowlers host the Delaware Thunder. Puck drop is scheduled for 6:05 p.m. and the pregame show starts at 5:50. It's all right here on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. Be mindful of that time change. It is an hour earlier than tonight's game. But of course, as always, hockey is a sport best enjoyed in person. So if you are in the area and have an opportunity to come to the game, be sure to get to McMorran Place. We'll be having Alex Johnson's jersey off the back raffle tomorrow. You get your tickets for that. But you have to be at McMorran Place to get those tickets. Wolf curling away from Johnson in the corner. Now Wolf knocked down. Arm comes up. Alex Johnson will be heading to the penalty box. Delayed penalty is on as Weber sent it down low to Aganazov. In front, Hofflin able to finally cover up that pinball puck. And Johnson will head to the penalty box with 3:43 to go in period number 3. Tripping is the call against Alex Johnson, who, as I learned this week, I'm sure many of you knew, but it was a trivia question, or will be a trivia question. Alex Johnson was the captain of the Prowlers during the 2020-21 season. Now an assistant coach with the team and the assistant GM. Delaney had it knocked off his stick by Parsons, and he sends it the length of the ice. The Delaware power play 0 for 2 so far tonight. Miloshkin able to get it in. Now Delaney had it go through him, and Brian Parsons is 2 for 2 on clears on this penalty kill. He'll head off to the bench. Prowlers switch up the defensemen. Chartrand and Foley, the forwards, staying out there. Adam Hainsel and Gino Mini stepping off the bench. Miloshkin, Ivanov, Gafarov, Delaney, and Grant Mentis out there for Delaware on this power play. Usually it's Wilson out there as Gafarov, the one-timer, knocked down by Hofflin. And the Thunder seem to have just about one unit that they play for almost the entirety of the power play. It's Adam Hainsel able to get it all the way down. With 45 seconds left to go on the penalty to Johnson, under 2.5 to play in this third period. Now Graham with a steal, but he falls down. And I'm sure he'll have a laugh about that one after the game. Grant Mentis over towards Delaney, couldn't pull the trigger. This time Graham has some open space, gives it to Jay, 2 in the game, and he rose it high. Back up comes Bedard, final 10 seconds ticking off of Alex Johnson's penalty. Grant Mentis toe drags and sends it deep. Taken away there by Mini. There's a penalty coming up. They're pointing to Matt Graham. There's 2 seconds up on the clock for Johnson's penalty. Now they're sending Matt Graham off the ice. Graham was a little bit unhappy with Charlie Bedard maybe taking a little bit of a poke at him in front of the benches over here as he turned around and reacted to something that Charlie Bedard either said or did. Minute 45 to go in this third period, and Joe Devaney will serve Matt Graham's 2 minutes. Officially 2 minutes for slashing up for Graham, and we'll let you know what else he got. Up to the point, Bedard goes D to D. Back to 5-on-4 as Johnson's out of the box. Weber a rising shot, blocker down by Hoffland, and Johnson able to glove it out of the zone. 90 seconds to go, third period. Foley blocks that one, Merritt after it. Poked away from him by Aganazov. DiCostanzo back to Aganazov. Gets the red line, Prowler blue. Feeds DiCostanzo over to Bedard. Wrists it on, that one deflects wide. Aganazov takes it off the glass. His pass over to DiCostanzo got through all the way to Weber. Bedard, wrist shot, blocked out in front and lay there in the crease. And Hoffland covers up as we hit the final minute of play in the third period, and a crowd gathering in front of the Prowlers goaltender. Matt Graham officially with a 2 and 10, the 2 for slashing and 10 minutes for abuse of officials. Now Merritt and Wolf with a couple of extra words as they both are escorted back to their benches by the linesmen. These two teams play tomorrow, so be ready just in case some of these fireworks carry over to tomorrow's game. You'll want to be here at McMorran Place if you can. Malushkin down to Grant Mentis. Back up to Danila Malushkin. Malushkin behind the Prowler goal. Over to Grant Mentis. 40 seconds to go in the period. It's poked away, and Gagnon gets it to center. Grant Mentis curling away from Chartrand. Marquis Grant Mentis back in, but Malushkin trying to stretch the leg there to stay on the blue line, just couldn't. And we'll have a whistle with 27.3 up on the clock. Both teams, I'm sure, just trying to get this one to the final buzzer as Minnie sauces it all the way down. Prowlers PK trying to stay perfect tonight. Just 15 seconds left in the game. Malushkin knocked away by Foley. Final 5 seconds ticking off. Grant Mentis trying one last chance. Toe drags back to the outside, stopped by Hoffland. And that's going to do it tonight as the Port Huron Prowlers defeat the Delaware Thunder by a final score of 8-1. And they move to 24-20-3, now 73 points. Still fourth in the Continental Division, but we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard in just a second to see if they inch any closer to the Motor City Rockers. Meanwhile, Delaware's losing streak extends to 4 games, now 5-37-3, and still dead last in the Empire Division. And we'll see if the Delaware Thunder can be eliminated tomorrow. We'll also see if the Prowlers can earn a playoff spot tomorrow. First, the team salutes their fans. And before we get too deep into the post-game show, another reminder, tune in tomorrow when the Prowlers and the Thunder do it again. Puck drop is at 6:05 here at McMorran Place. And it's all right here at on the Port Huron Prowlers YouTube channel. We'll pause for the 3 stars of the game. So Alex Johnson, the third star of the game, with a goal and an assist. Joe Devaney and Dalton Jay, the other 2 stars. Devaney, the second star, Jay, the first star. Each of them turning in 2 goal and 1 assist nights. 3 points apiece for those two. The Prowlers, 2 leading goal scorers. Let's take a look around the FPHL really quickly before we get into the post-game show. And we start in Columbus. Early third period, the River Dragons with a 3-2 lead on the Mississippi Seawolves. If that score holds, the Prowlers will be that much closer to clinching a playoff spot. Go back to Carolina, where the Thunderbirds have a 2-1 lead on the Motor City Rockers as they get set to start the third period of play there. If Carolina can hold on to this lead, the Prowlers will be just 2 points back of Motor City for third place in the Continental Division. We head to Elmira, where the Binghamton Black Bears have a 4-0 lead on the Elmira Mammoth, and that scoreline will likely keep the Delaware Thunder technically in playoff contention, well, mathematically at least. That one early third period, and then the Watertown Wolves have a 2-0 lead on the Danbury Hat-Tricks as they get set to start the third period in Watertown. The Wolves trying to get one step closer to clinching their playoff spot. Well, Jacob Wolf scored the opening goal of tonight's game, 2:21 into it, and that was about the only bright spot for the Delaware Thunder, as the Prowlers scored the next 8 goals of the game, 2 in the first, 4 in the second, and then 2 more in the third period. Torrey McLean picked up his first goal as a Prowler. Alex Johnson snapped his goalless drought. Dalton J. Joe Devaney continued to battle atop the Prowlers goals list. They each had a couple of goals tonight, and not to be forgotten, Wyatt Hoplin with a great game of his own as he made 30 saves on 31 shots. Prowlers with a season high 55 shots tonight on goal, combined against Spencer Kozlowski and Jacob Nijelko. Nijelko coming into relief Kozlowski to begin the third period tonight. Prowlers also with a season high in goals in games here at McMorran Place. Season high of 8 goals here at home. That's the fourth most they've scored in a game this season. A couple of 10-goal games, one in Elmira, one in Baton Rouge, and then a 9-goal game down in Biloxi, Mississippi. That 10-goal game and the 9-goal game against the Mississippi Seawolves in Baton Rouge and Biloxi. Those were on back-to-back nights, tough nights for the goaltending for the Mississippi Seawolves. Of course, Seawolves a much better team now than they were then. But a great night all around for the Port Huron Prowlers. They'll try and do it again tomorrow night as they look for their first series sweep since January. We'll talk to you then. Pre-game show starts at 5:50, but for now, enjoy the rest of your St. Patrick's Day and have a great night, Prowlers fans.